The Atlanta Falcons have started their rebuild, man, and a lot of questions are stirring around as to what the future may hold for some of their players. One in particular is the former eighth overall pick in 2024, and that's Mr. Michael Penix. A lot of people wondering what's going to happen. He's out with a knee injury for 9 to 12 months and total reconstruction, so could be setbacks. Who knows? He started his rehab process already. But 680 the fan, man, they put out a quick video about his future in Atlanta. Is it over? Could he not come back? Could they find a replacement just that quick? But here's their thoughts on the subject, and then I'll give you my thoughts in the end.
Time to have the conversation, and I think it's okay to have, about the future of Big Phoenix Energy. Unnecessary, not pertinent to the conversation. I think the most intriguing part of the Falcons' new regime will be their real opinion on Michael Penix. Not the one that they tell us at the press conference, because I guarantee if and when Matt Ryan becomes the president, he'll say all the right stuff about Penix. When they hire the new GM and the new coach, they'll also say the right things. But behind the scenes, they're going to have the real conversations about Michael. And the real conversations will include, all right, guys, this quarterback is coming back for year 3. He'll be 26 years old, and he's got 12 career starts. And let me be clear, 26 doesn't matter. It's not old. It's the fact that he's only got 12 starts by 26 years old. That's the issue. Then they're going to have the questions about, well, he's not going to have an offseason program. He's going to learn a new system. He's not going to get a chance to work with his receivers. He's going to play in the season without any of that, and he's already a quarterback with accuracy issues. He lacks mobility, and he's dealing with injuries every other year. So let's really have the talk inside the room about, can we build our franchise around Michael Penix with the uncertainty of the injuries and the other things that we don't know that he can do well. They're not going to tell us that, but those are the combos happening behind the scenes. In my gut, Michael Penix is not long for Atlanta.
Yeah, you can't build next season around him.
Can you build the following season?
Yeah, you can't, because coming off the injury, if he's ready at the absolute beginning of the 9 to 12 month, that's just being out there and running around. He's got to, my goodness, there's such a long road back, and he's a quarterback. Thankfully, he doesn't move a whole lot, I guess, and he knows what this recovery is about. He's done it 2 times before. But from the team standpoint, you can't go into August and then September counting on your quarterback. He'll be with us week 3 and he'll be ready to roll. You can't do that. You have to have a quarterback who you may play for the entire season. That's what you got to have going in August.
Okay, I agree, and that's fine. But I want to have the bigger, broader discussion, not about the 10 or 12 games he plays next year, about, is he your quarterback? And I mean for 27 and 28, and then the answer is none of us know, and that's the big problem. And when it's an unknown and you didn't draft him, the new GM, he's not your guy, the new head coach. He's not the face of the franchise, the new president. You do have the conversation about whether or not it's going to work. And you said some things, and I know you were just saying them as like conversation points. Well, he doesn't run around, and that's a good thing. No, that's a bad thing. I think Michael Penix, either by choice or fear of injury, does not move. The mobility should not be that bad for a 25-year-old, but now it's going to be after another ACL injury. So whether it's fully healed or not, and it will be, medical science is wonderful, in his mind, I don't think he likes to move. And that's a problem in this league. When you are sitting duck, you better have the best offensive line in the NFL. And it seems like nobody has a good offensive line anymore. He doesn't move around the pocket. Forget running. He doesn't move. He sits there and on his 5 and 7 step, or forget 5 and 7, when he's in the pistol and has to take 2 steps, he has the wonkiest play action, turn around, try to find his receiver. Now, that might be on the coaching. I don't know why they couldn't get him out of the pistol, couldn't figure out a way to make him comfortable under center. I don't know. But these are things that are major concerns for a whole new regime coming in.
Yeah, it's
My quick, simple thoughts to this, man, is if you look at the dynamic of what's going on in Atlanta with a slight rebuild, and yes, I'm saying rebuild, because you have a lot of contracts coming off the books, and you're going to lose some key players. And a lot of them that we don't think about, like a Tyler Algier, a Leonard Floyd, and Caden Ellis, and these guys. But when you talk about the most important position in the NFL, in the quarterback position, they're rebuilding there too, because one, Mike Penix is out 9 and 12 months, and I just read an article not too long ago and I saw the TikTok dance, and he shouldn't have been doing that because you can risk a setback. But when you think about the $180 million that you gave Kirk Cousins, or $100 million guaranteed, and you're still going to pay him the $100 million regardless. You look at the shakeup, and as I said before, I think, I knew that the only way that Kirk Cousins would see the field again is Michael Penix getting hurt. And if you want me to be brutally honest about it, new GM, new coach, they could have a new strategy, a new way of doing things. And what if they bring in a coach that just don't like the way Michael Penix plays the game, and his skill set is probably set for a certain type of coach. But think about too. When you look at when he comes back from injury, he's going to be 27 years old and on the fourth year of his contract. And what if they don't pick up the fifth year option? Then you're back to reverting to going back to a rookie quarterback again. But the only way that I think they can save this, go out and get a veteran right now, a younger veteran. Kyler Murray is a name that I've thrown out, and I think he could be released by Arizona because nobody's going to trade for that contract. But if you can get him on a Russell Wilson type deal, I could see it. But also, what if they bring in a coach that has a plan and has a plan in place with a quarterback that he wants? Let's just say, for instance, you get a Kevin Stefanski. We know what he likes. He likes pocket passes. He was in Minnesota for God knows how long. He worked with Cousins, and he probably could bring Cousins back, but I don't think it'll happen. But just say like he goes out there, Mac Jones, the same type system fit at quarterback. Then you look at maybe a Jimmy Garoppolo who's a free agent. You may have to pay him a little bit of money to be the bridge, but we know he can get the job done as a starter. But Mike Penix's future really depends on Mike Penix and his recovery, because we only really got a sample size of what he can do. 14 games, started 12 of those, a little bit under 3,000 yards. I think he had about 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, or something like that. So when you look at a 14-game sample size and you really don't see, and the new GM and coach don't see enough in that sample size to say, hey, when he comes back, we'll get a bridge guy from that. But when he comes back, we can just jump back into what he's doing. And we feeling what he's doing, and he's trying to progress. But I don't think he progressed enough because I don't think the offensive coordinator they hired in Zach Robinson knew how to deal with a rookie guy like that. He was a first-time guy because, as I told y'all, Kirk Cousins was his offensive coordinator his first year, through most of his first year as an offensive coordinator. And when he got back down to having to coach a second-year guy, you could see the difference. When Kirk Cousins came back, you could see the difference again. So it depends on what the Falcons do in the front office. At the GM position, depends on the coach. It depends on what the coach want to do. And I think, after that, they'll make a decision on what they want to do with Michael Penix. But all of this, what's going on right now, really depends on Michael Penix's future with the Atlanta Falcons. But what do y'all think Michael Penix's future holds in Atlanta? I think it's a possibility he's played his last down. But just my opinion. What's yours? Drop those comments. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we do it on the Sports Machine. This your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.